Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Malone Director Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner, where we cover everything on the range with the West Greene Buffaloes football team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Evan Monroe. Coach, how you been?
Been all right, man. I've been very blessed this week that the worst thing that happened to me and my family is we lost electricity on Friday evening for a little while. But I've been worried myself sick about my kids and my guys here. So, for us to get together today, have somewhat of a normal day, get to see that everybody's fine, alive, well, it's been good. I'm very blessed, more blessed than I deserve to be.
I think the quote that I've used in every interview that I've done this week is, it's been an unusual week. There's not been a sense of normalcy at all through schedule changes late last week to waking up Saturday morning not knowing if things were affected more than they had already been on Friday night, and then football kind of gets put on the back burner of things. And I think myself, and maybe you included, expected there not to be any football activities at all this week. It's not the case now. You're able to go practice at Cherokee. You're still going to be playing on a normal schedule on Friday night at Cumberland Gap. So things are going to go back to normal in a sense, but at the moment still things aren't normal at the moment. So talk about kind of how things have changed for you and your football team throughout this week.
Man, where do I start? It's been a hectic week. And my wife's like, have you enjoyed your day off? Because, we've been out of school and she's been to work. Yeah. And I said, well, honey, it would be nice if I didn't have to make 25 phone calls today.
Yep.
I said, I've worked my butt off today. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I've worked my butt off today. And I showed her my call log. She's like, you wasn't exaggerating when you said 25 calls. I was like, no, I really wasn't.
Administrators, athletic directors, coaches, kids.
Yes. I mean, I've been trying to just get some sort of a plan together so that I can communicate it to the coaches, communicate it to the guys, let parents know what's going on, and try to find something so that we can continue as much regular of a season as possible. Before we move on, I do want to say my thoughts and prayers are going out to, the Hampton community, the Unicoi community, the Carter County community in general, Western North Carolina. This flood was something that has devastated them, and I feel for those people. A lot of great people over there, and so I feel for those people, man. They're good people, but it's one of those things like no one could prepare for this. So I do want to just mention that. But for us here in Greene County to be without water, it's a mild inconvenience compared to a lot of what has happened somewhere else.
Yes.
So when you see what has happened on social media and you see the postings of things that have come,
it really makes you sit back and reflect on things.
It does.
Things could be a lot more worse than they are.
It could always be a lot worse. And so, my prayers go to those communities. What I've been just absolutely blown away by has been the amount of support and the amount of just people that have said, I don't know what's going on. What can I do to help?
Yes.
How can I help? You see crews have been working tirelessly and endlessly trying to get Greene County back to water, removing debris from roadways, people's homes. It's amazing what just some good old boys and some heavy equipment can get done in a few short days. So I'm incredibly proud to be from an area where when you have tragic events happen, the first thing you're going to have is a Southern Baptist woman breaking out her 9x13 casserole dish and figuring out how she can feed people.
Yep.
Second thing is you're going to find some good old boys with some heavy equipment trying to figure out how they can help. So to be from an area where the community outreach has just been outstanding, it makes you proud to be from a place like this.
Exactly.
So,
and I think it hit a place where you love thy neighbor.
Yes.
There's other places in the world where they might not rally around their community as much as this community would, or this county in general, and neighboring counties. I've seen Anderson County come down here and help Greene County. I've seen Kentucky help Tennessee. I've seen just all kinds of people from different parts that weren't affected and could just go on with their day and just say, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody, but instead they're actually offering their help, putting themselves out there, lending a helping hand, and I think that's awesome to see throughout East Tennessee and some parts of Kentucky and Virginia and North Carolina.
Yeah, and just for us, our facility doesn't have water, so it's kind of hard to have football when you can't have water. So I called Coach Hensley out Cherokee, and I asked him. I said, "Hey man, any way we can just use your facilities to practice?"
Yeah,
and he didn't hesitate. He was like, "Yeah." He said, "I'll ask for forgiveness before I ask for permission." He said, "You come when you need. We'll figure out a time." He said, "You get a plan. You let me know what's going on." And he said, "Your facility." He said, "You're welcome to our facilities this week." So we go over there this morning, had practice, and afterwards their booster club decided to feed us. That is not something they had to do. That was going above and beyond. And not only that, their cafeteria manager put hot meals together for the guys to take home for dinner.
for later, yeah.
So I don't know what else to say other than wow. To be taken care of in a way that you would not expect to be, it's humbling. I mean, I've been very blessed in that the worst thing that happened to me, I lost power for 8 hours. But for a community that is next door neighbors, but still not this community, to reach out, step up, and take care of somebody's kids, regardless of the community, it's great to see.
It's saying something.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And I know I've seen a few pictures of some of your football players out and about helping others.
Yeah.
And if there are anybody who would like to help out, you've got the opportunity to do that through Grassroots Media. We've got a link on Facebook that you can click and join. You'll get text updates, and I'll drop that link below. Then you can click on sign up. We've already got over 100 people signed up. We're meeting at South Greene High School at 10 a.m. in their parking lot on Friday morning to coordinate who can be a part of what crew. You can be cleanup, demolition, stuff like that. You can meet, find out what crew you'll be a part of, where, when to go. It won't just be on Friday either. We'll be doing it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you'd like to help in any way, join that text group. You'll get notified of what to do, when to do it, where to go. And like I said, if you want to help out, that's basically the way that we can.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to help out as much as we can. But it's been a weird week practicing at Cherokee.
Yeah.
But still going up to Cumberland Gap on Friday night as usual. Important region game.
Very important.
Hopefully Friday night brings you a sense of normalcy and rallies people together and kind of heals the community a little bit. Before we talk about that, though, we need to get a break in here, so we'll be right back to talk about that in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Malone's Wrecker Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner, where we cover everything on the range with the West Greene Buffaloes football team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Evan Monroe. So you're traveling to Cumberland Gap on Friday night, going back into region play. I know things have been different this week. That's basically been the theme all week and the theme of every interview that I've done this week. But hopefully on Friday night, whenever you kick off and whenever you send 11 men out there on that field, you can feel a sense of normalcy for about 3 hours. When you go up there to Cumberland Gap to play an important region matchup, what do you expect when you take on the Panthers?
Big thing I want to see from us is just going out and taking care of business. I want to see us come out, play hard. I know we've had a short week, but for us to come in and go execute and do the things I know we can do, I'm excited to see us finally get back to full strength. This is the first time since week 1 we've had everybody healthy.
Yeah.
So we finally get testing back. We've got Jake comes off finishing up his concussion protocol. We've got everybody healthy. Knock on wood. So it'll be nice for us to be back at full strength, to see us go compete. With Gap, they're trying to find an identity right now. They're trying to find something that works for them.
Yeah.
They run a 2-quarterback system. They've got a quarterback that can run a little bit. They got a quarterback that can throw a little bit. They'll line up in a heavy set, and they'll go tackle over and put a tight end on the backside so he is eligible. So they'll sneak him in there. They'll put kind of 2 sniffers on the tackle over side, a running back and a quarterback all on that same side, and they'll run quarterback sweep, just try to outman you at the point. And then they'll take a wide receiver and put him out on the tick mark.
Yeah.
Literally, he's out there on the tick mark on the sideline. So, it's they do some different things. They'll go some 2 wide receiver sets, some 4 wide receiver sets. They'll go, 2 wide receivers and a sniffer. They'll go, 2 wide receivers, a sniffer on the side, and a receiver on the other side. They run a lot of gap scheme, power, counter, sweeps. They can throw a little bit.
A little more than they're used to.
A lot more than last year.
Yes, that's one thing that I've spoke about twice in the Cumberland Gap previews that I've done with South Greene and North Greene. Is it's not the same Cumberland Gap team from the past because they're under new leadership with a new coaching staff. So it's not run 95% of the plays. You're going to see more passing in there, and it's not the same run formations either. You're still going to see them run a lot more than a lot of teams, but it's not the same formations as the past. Things have kind of been shaken up a little bit.
That power T, that formation they ran last year, man, that gave people fits. One, they carried their face out really, really well. And 2, it hit so fast, it was hard to see what was happening. You'd see a guy get tackled 15 yards downfield.
He don't have the ball.
And he'd roll over like, I don't have the ball.
Yeah.
And then there'd be another guy running over this way, and he'd have the ball, and you're like, oh, crap. So they did a great job with that last year, but they've went away from that. They've went to the more modern kind of power spread. They're in the pistol, so it's kind of hard to get some tendencies on them that way. But I think if we come out ready to play, we'll be all right.
And I know, as always, too, at the end of every interview, we've got 3 keys to the game that you need to carry out. What are they this week whenever you travel to play Cumberland Gap?
1, keep our composure. Keep our head on straight, limit the personal fouls. I've talked to Tilson a couple times and kind of got a little bit what gave him fits and talked to him a little bit. And, they had way too many personal fouls. So it tells me North Greene or Gap are both they like to talk.
Yeah.
And if I know my team, if they talk, we're not smart enough not to talk back. Second guy always gets caught.
Yep.
So keep our composure, keep the no personal fouls, no dumb penalties. That's been a big one this year. I just know it has something we have to do. I want to see us run the football and run it well. We're healthy. We've got guys back. I want to see us control the line of scrimmage and just run the ball and just take care of business. And if we don't have to throw it more than 4 or 5 times, I might be okay with that. We've got we got a couple wrinkles here and there to our run game that we've not shown yet. couple things, and so I'd like to see us go out there and execute those wrinkles we've been working on. And then, the third thing is control the turnover battle. Can I add 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll have 4 keys this week. Third key, turnover battle. If we win the turnover battle, the games that we've been in or have won, we've won the turnover battle. Games we've lost, we've got killed on the turnover battle.
Yeah.
So we win the turnover battle, chances are we're going to win the game. In the fourth one,
always score more points than the other team.
score more points than the other team.
That's how
I
you
got
become
ahead of myself
that's
this week.
how you become a successful football team. Well, it shows you're locked in this week.
Hey, I'm ready, man. You give.
It's an important game.
It is. It's a region game.
That's one thing that I didn't mention too is this is a pivotal game also because it's got a lot of region implications for both teams because I think both teams are behind the 8 ball right now. Whichever team wins, whichever team loses lessens their chance that they make the playoffs. Whichever team wins strengthens that chance because I don't know Cumberland Gap's exact schedule. I know they lost to South Greene earlier this year, so they've got 1 loss. If they are 0-1, then they could go 0-2.
They lost to Hampton. They're
okay, so they're
0-2.
0-2. So if they do lose this game, they are completely out of the playoffs because if you lose 3 games, then I think you are mathematically out of the playoffs. For you all, if you win this game, that strengthens your chances of getting in, and that keeps your chances alive in a way. So it's a very pivotal game for both teams, and I think both teams are going to be ready when they go out there because whenever you're in region play with the playoffs on the line, things become a lot more – I don't know quite the wordage to use right there, but it becomes a lot more intense.
When playoffs are on the line, you got to bring your A game.
Yep.
You hope you bring it every week as a coach. You hope your team comes out and plays hard. But these region games are so critical to playoffs now that you have to win these. They feel like your must wins.
Yes.
So, that's what I want to see. Is just come out, take care of business, and win, and be successful.
And that's what you'll look to do Friday night when you travel up there to Cumberland Gap. But hopefully, whenever you do take the field, you get back to a sense of normalcy with the unusual week that we've been going through with the flooding due to Hurricane Helene. But as always, like I mentioned at the end of the first half, I'll mention it again. You've got the opportunity to help out through Grassroots Media if you'd like to. If you wouldn't like to set up with us, reach out, talk to friends and family, see if there's anybody else that needs help because this is a time where I think the community needs to come together. If you're from the western part of Greene County, reach out and see if you can help the northern or southern parts of Greene County, eastern parts, help Jonesboro, Chuckey, Irwin, Newport, just anywhere that's been impacted by the flooding. Reach out if you've got the opportunity to. Well, that's all I've got unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
I think I've said all I need to say.
Go out there and get a win on Friday night.
Let's go get a win Friday.
Appreciate you sitting down with me once again.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Malone Tractor Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner. We look forward to seeing y'all next time here on Grassroots Media.
Go Buffs.